What's good, everybody? I'm Kool Us,
I'm Bad Guy Ken.
and this is the Nightly Dose. Hey, this is our first episode. Everybody give it up. Yeah. Hey, we have some special guests in the building, in the Blue Cloud Radio office. Who we starting with?
Okay, so our Kool Kids for the day on this side are Jamel, Deron, and Lex.
And on my side, I got JP, Jessica, Tyvon, and our big brother, Calvin.
Dad.
Alright, y'all, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of this conversation while we're all here right now. This is the first episode, and we are the Kool Kids. Give it up to yourselves, man. Alright, so I want to go around, and I just want to know what you do. What is your purpose? Like,
What's your craft?
Yeah, what's your craft? Go ahead. Yeah, you can explain it.
We really want to know, one, what's your craft? What drove you to end up being in this craft, and what keeps you going? And like, what words of encouragement would you guys have for anyone who possibly wants to be in your shoes, be future entrepreneurs, be future artists of anything? So yeah, tell us about y'all.
I guess I gotta go first. My name's Lex. I go by the name of Lex Lucent, not Luther. Okay, LEXLUCENT. I'm doing music right now, but I just say that I'm a creative because I did fashion for 4 years and I did the television for like a year or two. So I've done many things. Right now I'm just promoting my music, so y'all can go check out my EP Lucent and go stream my music right now.
I definitely got to do that.
Okay, I did the fashion. I'm also working on a film about the 757, like how we are right now. It's just like very creative, so I feel like we don't get enough like attention. So I'm trying to like, put that light on us, because after something in the water, it was lit, and then we back to just being like the 757. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like if I can do that and maybe even try to present it to like Netflix or like Hulu, just like like different type of creatives, that it could just be something for us. I feel like if we do something, then it'll just be dope, like just to get the recognition. So I'm working on that. I guess I'm doing my music. I've been writing since I was 13. So I wrote for like the pageants that I was in. I used to write for friends that do music and stuff like that, because I'm rapping but I can sing, but I don't show that side of me, because I feel like you're vulnerable, like when you sing and you just showing how you care. Like that ain't me right now, but I'm rapping. I'm rapping right now, and you rap how you feel, and I rap about how much I hate niggas. So
I like it already.
So if you check out my music, I rap about how much I hate niggas, and I rap about and I rap about just being the best you that you can just be. What else is it? I do many things with fashion. I used to have a brand called These Clothes Are Trash. It was actually the shirts were eco-friendly, because we were making a statement about helping the environment and stuff like that. Really I had made the shirts eco-friendly because I'm like, I can save the environment at the same time. So like, just thinking about certain things like that is dope. How did I come up with the name? Well, Lucent, you think of a moon, like it shines bright. You know what I'm saying? So I always call myself a keeper of the light, because like I'm always trying to help the next person, or just like put the next person on, or just show that this person is just as talented as me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I call myself Lucent. What to say to other people? Just stay positive. Stay focused. Don't like listen to the doubts that you have in your mind, because that will just like hold you back. So I mean, that's all I really got to say. I could go on and on, but main thing, Lex Lucent, go stream my EP. Hey. That's all I got.
Side note, I have your t-shirt. I purchased the white one. I still have it.
Oh yeah, I'm Deron, as y'all know. I just got my second movie role in this movie called Karmic Laws. It was presented to me by Austin too. You know what I'm saying? He let me know about it, and I went to audition for it. Got it on the first take. We got one on the shelf right now that's coming out. Austin is in it. It's called Roses, and it's going to be shot by Kinley Duke and Jacob Malley. So, I'm a music producer too. Y'all can definitely look forward to a lot of that coming out and just dropping this fall and in the winter time as we go. You know, in the wintertime, you know, it's more so for the couples, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's looking for somebody to cuddle up and lay up with. You know, so I'm doing this thing called the Devontae Files because, you know, Devontae Swing from Jodeci. Yeah, you know, we, damn, it made me feel extra good, man, because we share the same birthday and we from the 7-5.
Right.
So, yeah, so it was just, like, it was crazy, man, when I found that shit out. And I was just like, you know what, just peeping some of his mannerisms and some of his ways, you know, I actually had, you know, naturally already. So it was just like, okay, we might as well show, you know, our past generation that somebody from the forwarded generation actually knows about your, you know, your good deeds in life and your dedication to the music and what he brought to it. And, you know, I'm definitely adding on to that shit, man. Like, for real. Like, no bullshit, I am.
I fuck with Jodeci.
Hard.
For real.
That's good.
90s R&B.
I love a good film.
That's just R&B for real.
Straight up.
Jamel Lewis, primarily a photographer, but I wear many hats. My mind be like all over the place, so whatever I put my mind to, I can do. Like, I believe that full-heartedly. I've designed clothes before. I've recorded music before, engineered music before. Like, I've done a lot. Film and photography is my primary. That's going to take me where I want to go. I've been doing photography for 6 years. My first year, though, I did nothing but study to learn how to shoot photography. So I've been shooting 5 years, but 6 years altogether. Got me into it. So I used to be do nothing but play basketball, middle school, high school. Tore my ACL in high school. So once I realized my hoop dreams were done, I had to figure out something that I was good at and that I also enjoyed. At first I was going to go toward the music because music is my life still to this day, but I didn't want to go down that route per se because at that time, this is like 2011, music wasn't like it is now as a sense of, you know, SoundCloud was just popping, you know, people were still making music, but I knew ultimately I didn't want to go down that path. So I just sat and thought with myself. Back in 6th grade, I used to record church services at my church in Maryland. So I just went back to the camera after I tore my ACL and just got the ball rolling with that. That was 2011. Came to college in 2013. You know, freshman year of college, you kind of just fuck off. You're excited. You're out the house for the first time. So kind of wasted that year. But toward the end of my freshman year, I was like, all right, after all the drama, the BS, you know, everything I dealt with that year, it's just like, okay, let me actually buckle down and take this seriously. So that's the end of 2013, 2014. I literally just studied. My mom got me a internship at her job, summer 2014, government job, mainly just sitting at a desk behind a computer. So literally I had 8 hours a day on the clock where I was just on YouTube, just learning. Learning. I did that for a whole 2 summers actually.
YouTube University.
The first summer,
It's a real dedication.
Yeah, I learned
You don't go to
everything.
college?
Nah, I got a master's in YouTube University.
Definitely. So,
RTU.
yeah, I learned all the basics of photography, ISO, aperture, shutter speed, lighting setups, how to go about shooting strangers, street photography, like just the whole 9. My biggest inspiration for photography would be, ironically we share a name, Jamel Shabazz. So he's like a hip hop documentarian. Most of like the early like 80s, 90s hip hop type photos you see, most likely was probably shot by him. I just like the authenticity of it. I like the realness of it. It's not really staged photos. He literally would just be out in New York, and if he thought something looked cool, he would shoot it. So I kind of built my brand kind of around that. I don't overly edit. I don't make people look fake. I don't, you know, I try not to edit out blemishes. If it's like really bad, I probably will, or just find a different way to reshoot it. But my thing is just to get it right in camera so I don't have to do the most in post. Because I don't really, me personally, because it's all subjective, I want to say that. But me personally, I just don't like that.
Right of me, I got the man,
Yeah.
the myth, the father of it all, Mr. Blue Cloud, right? Mr. Blue Cloud Radio. Go ahead and tell us a little about yourself.
What's good, y'all? We got to speak earlier, but I'm Calvin Clark. I don't like doing labels, but I'm an entrepreneur, not just on social media, but entrepreneur meaning that I'm taking what I'm doing seriously and I'm taking ownership of it. I'm an entrepreneur, creative, mogul in the making. I do a little bit of everything, but in short, what I'm known for right now as far as Blue Cloud Radio. Blue Cloud Radio came about quite a few years ago. I originally went to Norfolk State for music media, for more music production. I came up making beats. I was back on FL Studio back when we actually called it Fruity Loops before it actually came the name of FL Studio. So that was like on FL, like number 7 and whatnot. That's back when we did the demos. We actually recorded one time, and after that, that's it. Like, so yeah, I feel like the old guy talking about like using a record. But yeah, I did music production, so I always had a heavy influence to the music. I always had a heavy ear into that. I made beats, and I just knew that I was gonna be like the next Timbaland, Pharrell. Pharrell was like my idol. Pharrell, Diddy, Jay-Z, of course, but I just knew music was like a big lifestyle for me. But after a while, what I did to kind of separate myself during college is that I built a website. I felt at that time that was something that was progressive. I put my beats up there, sold my beats on the website, and then also those that would sing or rap on my beats, like we put it on the website, and then that way we had our own hub. So I was always big into ownership versus putting it on World Star and putting it on these other platforms. I have my own platform where you can look at just my stuff and not all the other stuff. From there, a lot of people will hit me up and say, hey Cal, I'm not on your beat, but I like your website. Can you put me on your website? And that's when I was going strictly by Music Genius. So I put it on my website, and then I saw it catch on. Then got older, got married, met my wife in Norfolk State, so shout out Norfolk State. We had a baby. Yeah, behold. So my biggest thing, just getting older and just kind of learning more into ownership and entrepreneurship, my biggest thing is that, no offense to anyone that does it, but like with music producers, is I think we can name collectively at a table maybe 10 top producers, right? Out of how many people? Just like in the NBA, how many people are in the actual NBA in total versus how many people that ball? So my odds were just kind of against me. So granted, I know that if you push yourself to it, you can make it happen, but what I found is that if I could give other people a platform, I'm winning that way. So I'm learning the more you give, the more it'll come back to you. So I came up with Blue Cloud Radio. Blue Cloud Radio is real simple. Blue is because I'm a Sigma, so our color's blue and white. Cloud is because I was smoking heavy. Just that. So, and then radio, just obviously just because of the music sound itself. I purposely wanted to use radio because I know radio right now is kind of not a thing. Like, no. But like, yeah. But I thought about as soon as I said it, I thought my fault. But radio is not it's not a go-to place on our phone. So one of the things I learned, just like everybody holds one of these in their phone. So if I could hold if I could hold real estate on something that everybody holds, that's how I could win. I felt, and I see World Star as like my biggest competition, but now I feel those days kind of dwindling down. To get on World Star in current day, you're paying anywhere from bottom at $550, $600 up to maybe like 7 racks to be on there, and then by tomorrow you're on page 7. You know, and then you're just caught up in there, and then all it is just videos. So what I came up with the idea is I want to put the dopest things of the culture on my website at the time, and then from there, long story less long, I made an app. I went through a few different people. People made apps for me. They sucked. I got gypped. I lost a lot of money, and then I just really got my YouTube on. I got my Googles on, and I made the app myself. So I made Blue Cloud Radio, made it into an app, and pretty much what I do is give the dopest creatives and the dopest people around a highlight. So even if it's highlighting Cardi B, or whether it's highlighting Kool Kids, or whether it's highlighting your brand, this brand, I just want to bring out the dopest what's in the culture. Nobody's mom getting smacked up, nobody's mom coked out. I know we still, within our culture, we still do our things, we still drink, we still smoke, people still may carry guns and whatnot, but my thing is not to glorify those things. On World Star, that's what you see glorified. Exactly.
Fight
And-
comps every week.
Yeah, and honestly, I really kind of pride myself into that. I'm what World Star could have been, and I'm what Shade Room should be.
I had to unfollow Shade Room.
Yeah,
It's
and
nasty.
truth be told,
Can't follow none of that.
Shade Room is like an itch right now. It's like seeing a car accident. It's like you can't turn your head, but it's like, but that's the only point. To be transparent, I still do follow that. It's just so I can know my competition, because people
Right,
like
right.
when it comes down to growing your brand, everybody's your competition. You can't say
Right.
there's no competition, but what's your competition? My competition is Shade Room, and yes, from my less than 5,000 followers on Instagram to the millions of people on Shade Room, I know what my content looks like. I know what I want my content to look like. I don't want when you see this person be up there, oh, she lost 500 pounds in 2 weeks. That's not what I'm promoting. If I could promote something that a black man from this city came out and has his own brand, and this is what the brand resembles, or this is the point of that brand, that's what I want to promote.
So my name is Tyvon. I'm an artist. I do music. I rap. I write poetry. I work at Hot 91 at Norfolk State University. I co-host The Hot Seat every Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. with fellow Norfolk State students. So I've been writing poetry since elementary school. Not having a lot of friends growing up, I really my pen was my best friend. Like, I wrote my feelings, my emotions, how I felt about this person, that person. So, and I used to play the guitar in elementary school as well, but I didn't take music serious until college. I dropped the EP 2 months ago called Deal Scary the Prelude. Deal Scary means Gemini. I'm a Gemini, June 6th. Any Geminis?
Nope.
Rising Gemini.
Okay, that's something slight.
Can't talk too much crap about y'all.
So I dropped that in July. That was pretty much a very summery, lovey-dovey, wrote a lot about somebody that I was talking to at the moment, but I no longer talk to that person. So now this EP that I've been writing the past month and a half, it's more so about myself, more personal, more talking my shit, more getting to know me versus having love for somebody else, And that's about it, straight to the point.
I'm Jessica. I'm still in school. I go to ODU. I'm a communications major. I always like to say the only two things I'm good at are writing and talking, and they're my favorite things to do. I've always been a writer, always been a talker. I just finished up an internship at CNN, so I got to do both. That was fun. That was fun. Learned a lot about TV production and all that, and that's where I really figured out what I want to do, and it's tell stories, and help other people tell their stories. And that's something I've always been passionate about when it comes to communicating. It's just meeting new people and getting other people to have a platform, really, because I think a lot of times people just feel they aren't heard. And a lot of times when I talk to people, people always tell me, you make me feel like I'm the only person in the room. And I'm like, everyone should feel like that when they talk. You shouldn't talk over people, you should ignore people. And I feel like as groups, a lot of us are talked over and ignored. And when you watch a lot of these talk shows now and stuff, it's just a whole bunch of celebrities or a whole bunch of big highfalutin people. And I'm like, well, I think my neighbor is just as interesting as Kim Kardashian. I want to hear about my mom's tips to raising a baby just like I want to hear about that celebrity's tips to raising a baby. So that's the sort of thing I want to do I want my own talk show. That's something I've always wanted to do since I was a little kid.
You would be really good at it. You would really be good at that.
Thank you. I used to run home. I actually used to watch Tyra Banks, so she had her talk show, and I would run home all the time at 106 and Park. That's when I always when 106 and Park started falling off. I was so mad because I was I'm still in high school. I want to be on there. But yeah, that's something I've always wanted to do and just give everybody a platform. And I feel like the baby in here. I feel like I'm learning from all y'all because I'm playing.
You're real articulate, man.
Thank you.
It's been a long time coming. I'm JP, owner of Free X Living brand. I started this brand out because I always felt also a recent graduate of Norfolk State University, a business grad. Yes. I started this brand out because I felt like in our culture, in our community, we had a lack of certain things. When it comes to intellectuals or the conscious community, we didn't have it. So I started to think deeply, there's not many jobs that I can say that I actually enjoyed. There's no company that I want to work for per se. Let's just maybe an MBA job or something like that, or helping out people, the youth or something of that nature. So But free X living, the meaning of it is free mind, free body, free soul, and the X stands for X factor. One of my teachers that I learned a lot from was Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say too much, but if you listen and you do your studies, you can see like where we're headed at. That's a lot of the teaching that we didn't get, that we should have got. You know, a lot of things are focused around MLK, and he had a passive approach to a lot of things. You know, like a let go and let God thing. And what we're missing out on is that we are gods. You know, it's time for us to step into the power that we all have. And once you free yourself, you unlock that power. You unlock the X factor, and you become the king or queen of your domain. And there's really nothing that you can't do. So I wanted to start my brand and start a platform for those that are maybe in unfortunate communities, or that maybe are like, I don't want to say, but maybe like weird, or like weirdos, that ones that are like outcasts. I'll put it that way, outcasts, that don't always get the limelight because they're not always into certain social cliques. That's a big thing in our community, is social cliques. Like, people put your value based on who you hang around. And that's not a good way to be. That's not a good thing to do. A lot of us have talents, we're artists, we're creative, but we're afraid to put it out there because we're not going to get the reception that we may be looking for. That doesn't matter. It does not matter. As long as you keep going with what you're doing. A lot of another person I learned from was Nipsey Hussle, but his marathon approach. I learned so much from him in a short time, and watching his whole growth in his career, that just pushed me to keep doing what I'm doing, no matter what anybody else is doing, how pretty theirs look. I like raw content. I like to be raw. I come from a raw background. You know, I come from a background of drugs, violence, manipulation, crooks, thieves, things of that nature, where you kind of step off the porch and you're in the deep end. You don't really get a chance to grab your life vest. You know, like yeah, you don't get a chance to grab your life vest. It's like, oh shit, like I was just get on the school bus and now I'm in between the middle of so and so's drug deal. Or I'm in the middle between so and so's kick door or something like that. You might have, it's crazy. So for a lot of kids in my area, we don't get to see the positive man, or the man who made the evolution from being one of the corner guys or being one of the pack runners to becoming a business owner or becoming a college graduate. So what I did when I graduated, I came back to my neighborhood or my hood and let the kids partake in what I had and let them take pictures with me with my my tassel and my robe, so to speak. And I did that, and I did it with the business too, just to let them know you can be more, you can be anything, you can do anything you want to do. You don't have to just be a rapper or a ball player. Have a backup plan, like we're all business people. We all have a brand. Your name is your brand. So literally, you can be anything you want to do. Like you can do anything you want to do. Sorry, but yeah. So just ownership, man. Like Cal was saying, ownership. Like what he's doing is major, giving everybody a platform. Not discriminating against or being prejudiced. Just letting people be free and do what they need to do. And I think that's a big, huge start for our community. Huge start.